Monday early evening here in New York City, and it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. And tonight, it's the New York Yankees against the LA Angels in the first game of a 4-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. A lost weekend in New England. The Yankees got swept by the Boston Red Sox, and if you take a look at the Yankee season, it's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. They started off poorly, then they had that run where they were 23-9, looked like all was good. Then 5-13, followed by 7-2, and followed by the 0-3. They're 40-37 overall. That's fourth in the American League East. So, David, why are they so up and down?
Well, it is so hard to put your finger on this, right? So frustrating. The one thing they're consistent at is being inconsistent. So, yeah, the old Yogi saying comes to mind right now. You know, it's getting late early here. The trade deadline's coming up, but what happens over the next few weeks is going to determine how aggressive they are during the trade deadline. So, yes, Aaron Boone said it right. They need to start winning right now. Their season is on the line. And
now in this series, Paul, they have to deal with a guy named Shohei Ohtani. They have to deal with him as a pitcher on Wednesday in Game 3, but tonight they have to deal with him as a hitter. This guy can hit.
Well, who is this guy? I mean, you look through the record. Is it Jim Thorpe? Is it the greatest athlete that ever lived? I don't know. Did we go back 100 years? Is it Babe Ruth? I don't know. But he is some kind of story. He has got power to all kind of, just anywhere where he wants to put the ball. And you know what? If you want to give him the ball and let him take the mound, Wednesday night we'll let David Cohn break him down there too. For years you heard Mike Trout was the best baseball player. Well, I don't see Mike Trout toeing the slab anytime soon. So Shohei Ohtani, in my mind, the best player on the planet right now.
Now, this is what he's done this season. I want you to take a look at a specific number. So as a pitcher, he has a 2.6 WAR. As a hitter, a 3.1 WAR. So that's 5.7. That would be great for an entire season. He still has half a season to go. That's how special this guy is. Well, the Yankees have had their struggles. They've had their successes as well. When we come back, we'll hear from Aaron Boone and Meredith Barakovitz. That's all coming up next, right here on Yes.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
The final week of the Google MLB All-Star Ballot is here.
The balloting continues.
The top players in each position have advanced, and now it's time for you to turn these major stars into all-stars. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote or search MLB All-Star Vote on Google. Be sure your favorites reach the peak and represent your team in the starting lineup at the 2021 MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Hurry, voting ends July 1st.
Big day!
Just a few minutes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Barakovitz. The Yankees need to find a way to get back on track. They're currently in 4th place in the division, 6.5 games back, and after a brutal weekend in Boston, you better believe this team is feeling the pressure to produce.
Our season's on the line. We've, too many ups and downs of, and we're in too good a division, to have those ups and downs obviously continue. We can't afford to play great for 2 weeks and struggle for a week, and not if we're going to make up ground. We've dug ourselves a little bit of a hole in the division, obviously. The good news is we still are in complete control of the script, but I don't think there's any question moving forward that night in and night out, our season's on the line. And, and win or lose tonight, we got to come with that same mindset the next day and the next day. And, hopefully we find that consistency that I know is in there.
Michael King will get the ball for the Yankees tonight. He told me he's going to change his mental approach a little bit this evening, focus on attacking hitters early instead of putting too much pressure on himself to really go deep into games. Time will tell whether or not that'll help ease some of those first inning woes. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cone and Paul O'Neill. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Nerds.
Oh, thanks. It's cool. I can.
No, I got it.
Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's card better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona? Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity.
Lottery, get out there and play. And the Yankees take the field here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx to begin this 4-game set. So as Michael King strides to the mound, we'll take a look at the Angels starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. Shohei Ohtani, admitted, can't wait to see him. DH batting second, .333 in the last 11 games, 8 home runs, 14 ribbies, and OPS approaching 1.5. Now, David Fletcher, the second baseman, brings a 12-game hitting streak into this contest. And suffice it to say, the Angels score runs, 4.83 per game. That's 8th in baseball.
And Michael King towing the slab and the boogie down here tonight. You see a little bit of a mixed bag. This will be his 6th start and 13th game. 0-3 right now. 405 is pretty good. 18-34 walks to strikeouts. And let's dig a little deeper in our scouting report. And I thought he made some good progress at his last start. Handed the ball off to Chad Green in good fashion. He only gave up 2 earned runs. And that was due to a better pitching mode, mixing his curveball a lot more. He threw 32 sinkers and 17 curveballs along with his cutter and changeup. And once again, looking for that handoff. The bullpen is rested and ready to go. If he can pitch into the 5th or 6th inning, I think Aaron Boone would be very happy with that.
Let's take a look at the defense behind him. It's presented by Geico. You've got Andujar in left. Gardner is back in center. Judge moves over to right. In the infield, it's Urshela, Torres, LeMahieu, and Voit. That's third to first. Sanchez behind the plate. And Michael King is on the mound. Angels are 37-40. The Yankees are 40-37. So Aaron Boone said it before the game. Our season is on the line. How do the Yankees respond? 4 games against the Angels, and then this weekend 3 in the Subway Series against the Mets. David Fletcher digs in. He's ready. Michael King is ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch. A strike. We're underway. And down goes Fletcher. He fouls it off his leg, 0-2. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It feels like 95. The actual temperature is 90. Chance of rain just 5%. Humidity 48%. Not much wind. It's out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. It is super steamy
Michael,
here in the Bronx, Paul.
When you have a wind, believe me, it's coming from the south when it's getting close to 100 in New York. It's not coming from the north. Just to let you know.
Well, it's carrying some more hot air than that's for sure. The 0-2. Grounded toward first. Voit is there. Steps on the bag, 1 away. I don't know about you, David, but I think the tie and the sports coat really keeps in the heat.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick this tie and use it for a headband.
Like the Luke Voigt style.
So here is Shohei Ohtani. He is a riveting baseball player. He does it all. He does stuff that just hasn't been done since Babe Ruth. Big left-handed hitter, and the first pitch is outside 1-0. His numbers extraordinary. Big, tall, well-built guy, and he has extreme power. 1-1. 25 home runs, 59 ribbies, OPS 1.031. And oh yeah, he pitches too. Two and one. David, I'm sure you've seen him hit. How would you pitch him?
Very carefully, obviously. You know, he's a big dude. You're right. 6'4", like 220. Very solid. Tremendous bat speed.
And he has power to all fields. He just doesn't have to pull the ball to hit it out. And St. Pete yesterday hit the ball to left center field, and he hits it with ferocity. Big, angry swing.
Very quick on the inner half. Be careful inside, in this stadium especially.
Michael King called him a freak of nature. And he thought that was ball 4. It's strike 2, 3-2.
Top of the zone, he got the call. If you're Ohtani, the way you're swinging the bat, you don't want to walk at this point. Give me another shot.
Drilled deep to right. There it is. See ya. A bullet into the bleachers by Ohtani. And it's 1-0 Angels.
I've seen enough. Well, matter of fact, I've heard enough. Did you hear the sound of that ball, Cody? I mean, there's a certain sound to the premier hitters, and Ohtani has it. Absolute missile. Did he just say sorry to Rendon? It looked like he said, I'm sorry. You know, it's just probably had something going on in the locker room or something.
'26th home run of the year for Ohtani. And Paul's right. That ball made a different sound against the bat.
Absolutely. As loud as anybody in the game right now.
Rendon takes upstairs 1-0.
A little cutter slider just didn't quite get there. And I tell you what. Listen. You know where that one's headed. You know, Ted Williams would love this because there's hitters that hit with their hands, there's hitters that hit with their legs. Ohtani is hips. Everything flies open at the right time, and that's where he generates his power. Ted Williams used to talk about hitting with your hips, and Ted Williams obviously one of the greatest hitters that ever lived. You'll love that swing.
David, I know you always have it in front of you. What was the exit velo on that?
It was 117.2 miles an hour off of Ohtani's bat. It was a line drive. So, it got 416 feet away before it smacked into the bleachers.
And you see King has struggled in the first inning of his starts. There's a strike.
I could have swore. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like, okay. Must have had something going on with Rendon in the locker room.
And there's ball 4, close pitch. Take a look now at the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. What do you have?
Well, you know what? Quick enough. Just look at the scouting report. I mean, you're facing Dylan Bundy, and I hate to say it, but he is struggling. Second highest ERA in the game, right behind Matt Harvey. Third most in home runs. He's 1-7. I mean, as an offense, you've got to score runs. And rumors, a lot of talks going on, Michael. I'm sure you heard on your radio show the way to stop it. Start winning games, and people will stop talking. And a wake-up call, the Fenway sweep, it has to get you going. It can't bring you down to the point where you're worried about things. It's over. It's got to be a wake-up call and get you going.
Did you see the Yankees equipment truck? It's bang up against the garage trying to get out as if it wasn't bad enough.
Take a look at the exit velo on the Ohtani home run by Spectrum Mobile. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. That's the hardest hit home run this season. 117.2. (2-0) on Jared Walsh. That one is ripped into left center field, giving chase is Gardner. It's going to be over his head and right under the 399-foot sign. Here comes Rendon. He's coming home. The throw, not in time. It's an RBI double for Walsh, and it's 2-0 Angels.
Another ball just scalded, and Rendon got a great jump because it's an easy read. There's no way Brett Gardner can run this down. Just hit too hard. Walsh, if you break him down, you know, he's kind of the unsung hero here. He's had a great year, but kind of in the shadow of Mike Trout earlier in the year and Ohtani now.
Yeah, it was Jared Walsh.
No hesitation.
Yeah, it was Jared Walsh that kind of signaled the end of the Albert Pujols deal there in Anaheim, because they wanted him to get all the at-bats at first base, and rightly so.
That one's grounded to third. Urshela across the diamond gets Stassi. 2 away. So here's Schebler. And a strike. This is his first major league game since May 3rd. At Salt Lake City, the AAA affiliate of the Angels, hit .281. He was up with the Angels for 11 games early in the season. 1-1.
With the injury to Justin Upton, I mean, the Angels had to go down, bring some power up. You know, he's only got 27 at-bats this year, but if you look back, I remember him with Cincinnati. He hit 30 home runs in 2017, so Angels are hoping to get him going power-wise.
1-2. Two-0 Angels here in the top of the first inning against Michael King and the Yankees. Torres shades up the middle for the lefty swinging Schebler. Fouled the fastball back right in on the hands. That's Joe Madden, veteran manager of the Angels. Home plate umpire Scott Barry, Dan Iassogna at first, John Lipke at second, Andy Fletcher is at third. And the pitch. Strike three. Schebler down looking. But the Angels scored two. And the first, loud and long, off the bat of Shohei Ohtani. He wants to put on a show on the biggest stage, and he hits one into the bleachers.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals, pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Visit homechef.com for $60 off. Home Chef, delicious meat simple.
This is cellulose acetate, a plant-based material that's not only extremely durable, but also quite flexible, making it ideal for Warby Parker glasses, which, by the way, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com. Oh yeah, about those prescription lenses. Warby Parker glasses come standard with custom-cut polycarbonate lenses that have been treated with scratch-resistant and anti-reflective coatings. Nice. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. Yankees did not have much offense the weekend in Boston, although DJ LeMahieu is riding a 15-game on-base streak and a 10-game hitting streak, 354, 4 homers, 14 ribbies. You see how the rest of the lineup stacks up.
And Dylan Bundy stakes to a 2-0 lead here in the first. And see on the season, it's been a rough go for him. The 1-7 record.
And a strike.
In the scouting report, he was riding high in April, got up to a good start, 4 out of 5 quality starts, and shot down in May. Since May, he's got an 8.91 ERA, and it's the off-speed issues. His slider and his changeup have not been as effective this year as they were last year, when he kind of really had a good year, albeit in the COVID-shortened season. But the last couple of years, he's kind of turned it around back out in Anaheim. All those years in Baltimore as a top prospect.
1-2 on LeMahieu. LeMahieu 4 for 18. Against Bundy. Breaking ball hangs up there. Slider with no bite, 2-2. Grounded left side, grabbed by the shortstop Iglesias, throw to first, not in time. It's an infield single for LeMahieu. And we'll keep an eye on Iglesias because he can play shortstop with anybody. Speaking of him, let's take a look at the Angels defense presented by Geico. And I will tell you this about their defense. 53 errors, that's tied for 28th in baseball. Defensive run saved, -27. And outs above average, -24, which is worst in baseball. So they are not a great defensive team. Here's Aaron Judge. Breaking ball strike. Judge has 4 hits against Bundy, but 3 of them have left the yard. You know, one thing about the Angels, they score. They can score with anybody, but they can't stop other teams from scoring. That's their problem. That's why they're 3 games under 500. Ripped down the left field line. It is a base hit, and it goes up against the wall. Schebler fields and fires into the cutoff man. It's a double for Judge. Second and third, nobody out.
Coney, I know we're a week away from July 4th. There are some loud sounds here in the first inning. This ball's scorched too. A two-seamer didn't quite get in there. Bundy's reaction. He knows that thing's not getting caught. Wow.
You can see he's trying to inspire both his team and the crowd. Don't get down that we're down 2-0. That was what that move was about at second. Let's see if the Yankees can get the hit that escaped them in Boston. They've been really struggling with runners in scoring position. Here's Sanchez. Infield's back. They'll give up a run. Breaking ball strike. The first baseman, Walsh, is about 25 to 30 feet off the line. The only one on the right side against Sanchez. 0-2.
You say, you know, how could he get to first base to make a play? But you have to consider Gary Sanchez, not one of the faster runners, so you're going to have plenty of time to get there, but still odd positioning if you're a first baseman, not used to playing that far away from the bag.
Gary 5 for 16 against Bundy with 2 home runs. Fouled away. Stands on deck. LeMahieu's at third. Judge is at second. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. Fouled away. .52 career ERA against the Yankees. Only Kyle Gibson of Texas has a higher ERA against the Yanks. Grounded to third. Run will score. They go across the diamond. And now the Angels are up 2-1. So an RBI for Sanchez is 30th.
Contact got the job done. It got 1 in, and that's a big thing for the Yankees, just to throw 1 on the board, make sure that you're back into this game immediately.
Rendon thought about home.
He did, you know, with nobody out and Rendon playing back. DJ LeMahieu did not hesitate going on contact, and it worked out.
Infield now backs up for Stanton. Well, Rendon backs up. David talked about the good year Bundy had last year, the struggles he's having this year. He said it's not lack of work, just when it comes down to it, I'm throwing balls down the middle that shouldn't be going there. Hitters love to hear that.
Yeah, love that scouting report.
There's a strike. Orioles first round pick in 2011, 4th pick overall. Garrett Cole was first that year. Danny Hultzen of Seattle second. Trevor Bauer of Arizona third, and then Bundy. 2-1.
It's amazing, Coney, how good those shots are at picking up the seams of the baseball and the movement on it. It makes you feel like you're hitting.
Pat Waters down there on the camera giving us those shots, Paulie. Yeah, I agree. I love that.
3-1. High fly ball, right field. And Hifo makes the play. Tagging is judged, but he just draws the throw. And a strong throw to Rendon. So here's Luke Voigt. Voigt 7 for 25 since coming off the IL. That's 280. Judge at second. Pitch inside.
Well, you see Bundy not overpowering by any means velocity-wise. So when he says he's missing out over the plate, you're going to get hit hard. I mean, at this point in his career, he's got to hit the corners. Can't make mistakes out over the plate because you're not going to get him away with him with 90-91. Got to be a tough way to pitch, Coney, knowing if you make a mistake, it's going to get hit hard, you know?
Yeah, he's always had a good slider, but his slider's kind of failed him this year, giving up 4 home runs already on that pitch compared to 0 last year. Trying to throw more curveballs now.
Stoucy with the block.
It's really been his slider and this changeup that have kind of let him down since May. We mentioned he's a pretty good start in April. Kind of spiked that changeup. Opposing hitters are hitting 306 off of that changeup this year, compared to 230 last year.
See if they green light Voigt. They do. He can't hold up. 3-1. Sinking fastball. Deep drive into left field, but Schebler's there, and he'll put it away. So the Yankees 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position here in the first inning, but they get a run on the ground ball by Sanchez. It's 2-1 as we go to the second.
Jim, now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Maybe a little easier.
The analyst of MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Hey, Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
The final week of the Google MLB All-Star Ballot is here.
The balloting continues.
The top players at each position have advanced, and now it's time for you to turn these major stars into all-stars. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote or search MLB All-Star Vote on Google. Be sure your favorites reach the peak and represent your team in the starting lineup at the 2021 MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Hurry, voting ends July 1st.
Big day. Brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. And tonight's picture was submitted by Mike Maxwell. His son Vince is already showing off his love of the Yankees. Love it. Great name, too. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. 2-1 as we go to the second. Iglesias leads off, and King deals low 1-0.
Let's see if Michael King can follow suit and get into some sort of a groove here after the first inning, which has been very unkind to him this year. Now 6 innings pitched in the first inning of his starts and 10 runs given up.
Grounded to Torres. One shortstop, throws out the other, one away. Well, great news, Yankee fans. Not only is Yankee Stadium back to 100% capacity and with negative COVID testing and vaccination requirements lifted, tickets for the rest of the 2021 season are now on sale at Yankees.com. With the Subway Series coming up and great matchups with the Red Sox and Phillies, as well as some great promotional giveaways, you're going to want to be at Yankee Stadium this summer. So make sure you visit Yankees.com to purchase tickets before they're gone. Here is Luis Rengifo, the right fielder. One and 0.
The big challenge and a change for Rengifo. This is really the first week in his major league career that he's played the outfield. But again, with the big injury to Upton, Madden's doing a lot of things to try to get offense in there, and get guys that can play the field.
Foul ball right down the line.
Seems like every team is looking for outfielders nowadays. It's going to complicate the trade deadline as we approach that over the next month.
Three and one. See the yes swing shift with 3 infielders on the right side. High fly ball left field. And Duhar, 2 outs.
See Juan Lagares, the former Met, stepping in. Always been known for his defense.
Yeah, actually won a Gold Glove in 2014, Coney, with the Mets. One of the last thing to come to the party has been his offense, but you know, definitely a great center fielder defensively.
He's filling in for Mike Trout, who's out with a right calf strain. And they said when he suffered that strain, it was 6 to 8 weeks. This is 6 weeks exactly. And he's not ready to come back, so it's going to be more like 8 or 9 weeks. And for Trout to actually miss time, he was really in bad shape and had to go on the IL. Now they moved him to the 60-day IL. Soft ground ball. LeMahieu makes the play, and that'll do it. As King rebounds and retires the Angels in order. We go to the bottom of the second.
En el Bronx, detrás del plato, es donde algunos grandes catchers dejaron su marca. Dickey, Yogi, Monson, Posada. La oportunidad de ser el próximo en esa lista es un sueño, pero no suficiente. Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. ¡Vamos! Soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
The final week of the Google MLB All-Star Ballot is here.
The balloting continues.
The top players at each position have advanced, and now it's time for you to turn these major stars into all-stars. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote or search MLB All-Star Vote on Google. Be sure your favorites reach the peak and represent your team in the starting lineup at the 2021 MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Hurry, voting ends July 1st.
Big day.
CS game as Sabrina Ionescu and company take on the Dallas Wings at Barclays Center. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Kevin Durant at the game. Masterful in the 7-game series loss to the Bucks. Tried to single-handedly carry the Nets to the next round, but boy, was he special. And he's at the game. Taking in Yankees,
Michael,
Angels.
I brought this story up about a month ago where Ohtani really started getting in, and I was so intrigued that Durant sent out something to a friend or on Instagram or Twitter or something that he was going to pick up Ohtani on his team. He loved the way as well. If he picked him up, he threw another one in the home run column tonight.
Gleyber Torres really struggling, 4 for 47 last 13 games, and that's without an RBI. Grounded to third, Rendon. 1 away. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Yankee Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. One on Urshela. Fouled away.
You know, Paulie, you mentioned it with Dylan Bundy. He's not overpowering. But he really did have a bit of a revival when he went out to the Angels. He really was throwing his slider more, and that was a big pitch for him. He's always had a really good slider.
Yeah, he's fallen off tough times. You said about the year last year, he was actually in the top 10 of Cy Young voting last year. He was 6 of 3. So, yeah, and you know, Joe Madden, if you look.
Allen is drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A home run for Urshela. The game is tied at 2.
know, it's really amazing. You saw the couple pitches just that you were talking about, Coney, where Bundy hit his spots, and then all of a sudden he misses right out over the middle of the plate, and instead of a weak foul ball, you've got a home run. And it's all about the location and him not being able to get away with missing location at all. Middle, Coney. That usually ends up in the seats.
It's the 6th home run he's given up on a 4-seam fastball this year.
Couldn't hold up. 2-1 on Andujar.
I was talking about Joe Madden, Coney, when you were talking about Bundy and his resurgence last year. And if you look at Madden and what he did in Tampa when he was the manager there, how much success he had by developing pitchers and bringing pitchers back. And, you know, one of his strengths, obviously, as a manager.
Well, the starters have struggled. The bullpen has struggled just as badly. But Madden's had an incredible career. 18th season as a manager, 2nd with the Angels, won the title with the Cubs in 16, AL pennant with the Rays in 08, 3-time manager of the year. Grounded up the middle. And that's going to be a base hit. Got past Iglesias. Fletcher fielded in shallow center, but Andujar picks up an infield single.
Yeah, this had to sound like it was off the end of the bat. That hit great, but great placement. Once it gets by Iglesias, no chance.
It's another example where you see with the shift that 2 middle infielders are kind of looking for each other, a little unsure of whether they're going to run into each other. Although that ball had eyes. Lefty Suarez is going to get up in a hurry here.
They carry 5 lefties in their bullpen, 4 righties. So here's Brett Gardner with a runner on first and 1 man out. I think I see CeCe over his right shoulder. There he is.
Yeah.
CeCe Sabathia at the game. (2-0), 3-0.
But when you're on the mound and you're struggling like Bundy is, and I've been there, I know how he feels, and you look over your shoulder, you see the bullpen's already up, you feel like, man, you got to start hitting the corners. You better start making some pitches, and the next thing you know, you're down 3-0 to Gardner.
There's a strike, 3-1.
Another thing, 3-0 this day and age, Coney, is not an automatic throw it down the middle because most hitters are swinging the bat. So it's another time where, as a pitcher, you got to throw a pretty quality pitch.
Another quality pitch, 3-2.
The changeup. Shooting for the corner and gets it. At least gets the call.
Runner goes. And because he was going, they stayed out of the double play as Gardner's out at first and Duhar advances to second.
I always love to have the runners in motion when possible. So many things happen to put so much pressure on the defense.
So here's LeMahieu with a runner at second.
Wow. You think the heat got to him, I think, huh? Sweat coming off his hat, puking. I mean, that's just from heat.
The look on Kevin Durant's face tells you all you need to know right there.
No, Madden saying that's enough. Poor guy. So they will call on Suarez with LeMahieu at the plate, and a runner on second. Game is tied at 2.
Hi, I'm Luke Voigt of the New York Yankees.
And I'm Ron Darling, former pitcher turned MLB Network analyst.
Hey, didn't you pitch for the Mets?
I did. I won a championship back in '86.
I bet that was awesome.
It sure was.
Are we going to finish the promo?
Huh? Oh, yeah, the promo. Cue the announcer.
MLB Tonight, where baseball's best players are side by side with TV's best baseball analysts. Only on MLB Network.
Yeah, those are some good times.
Jim, now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Maybe a little easier.
The analyst of MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Back in 1961, she wrote a letter to the Yankees expressing her dream of becoming a Batgirl. At the time, that request was denied, but she got the surprise of a lifetime when she was greeted by General Manager Brian Cashman and others on a Zoom telling her that she would be a Batgirl. She also threw out the first pitch, as you saw, and she's in the Yankees dugout serving as the Batgirl. When I spoke to her, Michael, she was so emotional. She started crying during the interview, telling me what it means to her just to walk into that Yankees dugout. Pretty cool stuff.
Really great stuff, and I mean, the Yankees do such amazing things on Hope Week, and you know, when I first saw that story, Meredith, I got choked up. I think it's just terrific.
And Michael, she wrote the letter. She kept it framed in her house since she received that letter back, the denial letter, and her daughter took it upon herself to reach out to the Yankees and get them involved. And that's how this all came about. So her whole family was here today witnessing the first pitch and everything pregame. And when she walked into that dugout for the first time, she stopped for about 15 seconds and just stared and couldn't believe she was walking down in that Yankees dugout.
Awesome.
60 years to the day, right?
That she sent the letter and she received that letter back. They surprised her 60 years to the day with a Zoom. Garrett Cole was on the Zoom. Gene Afterman was on the Zoom. General Manager Brian Cashman and some others. So Surprise of a lifetime, and she told me she will never, ever forget this moment.
Good job. Good job by Gwen and the Yankees. Here's Jose Suarez as Bundy had to leave. He got ill behind the mound, and the smart move was to get him out of there, so they go to the left-hander with a runner on second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, and 1.
It was funny on that Bat Boy story. It took me back, and I remember it was Andy, my oldest son. It was his 10th birthday, and I said, "Dude, what do you want for your birthday? You want to?" He said, "I want to be Bat Boy." And to this day, I'll never forget it. He was Bat Boy. It was one of the last home games we played. We had already clinched. It was Cal Ripken's last game. I still have the picture. One of those things that you remember the rest of your life. So I hope she enjoys her night in the dugout with the Yankees.
The final week of the Google MLB All-Star Ballot is here. The balloting continues. The top players at each position have advanced, and now it's time for you to turn these major stars into all-stars. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote or search MLB All-Star Vote on Google. Be sure your favorites reach the peak and represent your team in the starting lineup at the 2021 MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Hurry, voting ends July 1st.
Big day. Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central, featuring an all-star lineup of hosts and a colorful cast of guests all season. The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings 10 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
It's round 2 of this 4-game showdown with the Angels here in the Bronx. Coverage will start at 6 with BP and the Yankees pregame. Then first pitch is just after 7 right here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. 2 in the books, 2-2. As we go to the third, top of the Angels order against Michael King, starting with David Fletcher. And a strike. Fletcher has a 12-game hitting streak. He's 21 for 44 during the streak. Pitch outside, 1-1. Angels have not had much success at the new Yankee Stadium. They're 12-29 here in the Bronx. Grounded to short. Gleyber Torres gets the hustling Fletcher for the first out. As Ohtani comes to the plate, time for the Audi electric moment. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer and experience the fully electric Audi e-tron today.
I'll tell you what, it really wasn't that bad of a pitch. Just an absolute missile. It's your electric moment.
It's electric when a big star like this then plays the biggest room and delivers in that way. That's pretty amazing. Pitch inside, 1-0.
Major statement. First time stepping into Yankee Stadium. The team that really pursued him aggressively. Brian Cashman at the time really put together quite a presentation to try to lure Shohei Ohtani to the Bronx.
I got the "you rock" part of that, Michael. Can you explain the top?
Yes, it said Ohtani.
Very nice. I was going to guess that just in case.
Turned him loose on 3-0. A high fly ball, left center. Gardner is there to make the play. 2 outs. You know, the thing that was unfortunate about all the work the Yankees put in to try to get Ohtani in the presentation, and he really never even considered them because he didn't want to play on the East Coast. Would have been nice to know before. But that really changed the arc of the Yankees for the next bid here, because they lost out on Ohtani and then they turned around and traded for Stanton.
Yeah, there was a pivot on a dime to go a different direction.
Now, Ohtani hasn't gone all seamlessly because he did have Tommy John surgery as well, so had to be shut down. But now healthy, he's doing it as a pitcher and a hitter. And he's agreed to be part of the home run derby at the All-Star game.
Is Susan McCormick in our graphics department, who speaks Japanese, who translated that sign for us, Paul. So thank you, Susan.
Appreciate that.
You know, it feels like with Shohei Ohtani that we're still kind of processing what he's doing. It's so groundbreaking. He's such a trailblazer. We just have never seen this before, and it's almost like it's still trying to figure out how big this is. Beyond the numbers, what he's doing on the mound and at the plate has never been seen before since the likes of Babe Ruth. He is an absolute rock star. That is so good for the game to see him healthy and thriving.
You know, after he made the decision to sign with the Angels, he was invited to the baseball writers' dinner in New York, and I was sitting on the dais next to him. And people were coming up, "You should have come here, you should." And he just turned to me and goes, "Did they really want me here?" I said, "Yeah, they really wanted you here." Very personable, and you know, you can see just standing on the ball field how big he is, but I'm 6'4", and he was slightly bigger than me. He's a big guy. There's Jared Walsh. And there's a strike. The 0-1. Check swing, fouled away. Angels just came from St. Pete, where they broke a 5-game losing streak with a victory yesterday. So they're doing a bit of their East Coast tour from St. Pete up to New York. Grounded up the middle. Grabbed there by LeMahieu. Throw to first, not in time. Walsh with an infield single. Nice play by LeMahieu. But first and second, 2 outs for Stassi.
Again, Coney, to your point, that shift sometime you have both middle infielders involved in the play, nobody covering second, which, becomes an automatic single because there's no flip in an easy play at second base.
Exactly. That was the only play, was a chance to force Rendon at second. Nobody home.
So here's Stassi, who's 0 for his last 12, but good numbers overall. Fouled away.
It's kind of the awkward part of the shift. I mean, we know you can look at the data, and there's a reason why they're shifting. They're stealing a bunch of hits. The shift works, but there's still an unnaturalness to it. The instinctual play by the middle infielders is just not there, because it's still relatively new.
Right.
Oh, and 2.
And if you watch this ball, I mean, both middle infielders going. You see Gleyber coming all the way across second base, so nobody at home at second base. Kind of equates to that ball where, you get a first baseman, Coney, that doesn't know the position real well. He'll break to his right too far where nobody can get back to first base. It's just knowing how far you can go before it's not your play.
Yeah, if he goes to second base right there, there's an out to be had.
1 and 2 on Stassi. Runners on first and second, 2 men out. Top of the third, it's a 2-2 game. King deals. Foul ball. Fouled away, still 1 and 2. Rendon's at second. Walsh is at first. Stassi at the plate. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for King. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 2-2.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds. Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
pitchers that are on the mend. Some could be back soon, like Darren O'Day and Justin Wilson. Both of those guys pitched in a rehab game yesterday. Aaron Boone said they could come back as soon as tomorrow. A little bit more time for Luis Severino. He did throw on flat ground today here at the stadium. He's also been doing some running and agility, but did say that he is feeling better than he thought he would at this point, according to Aaron Boone, but still a long ways away from getting back in a major league game. But guys, he would be such a huge help for this team. And that is tonight's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore, doing more.
Thank you, Meredith. Boy, would he be a big pickup. Here's Aaron Judge. Now, I've got to ask you, I keep hearing throwing on flat ground. Does it do anything? I mean, can you stay in shape, or you have to work off a mound?
Well, that's for the arm. So he keeps. That's the best part about it. He can keep his arm going so he doesn't lose a lot of ground in that regard. But until you get on the mound and test that growing out, you're not going to know for sure.
But it does keep your arm going.
Yes, you can absolutely keep your arm going enough so that you don't lose ground. You're kind of playing for the tie here, just for your arm health overall. The fact that he's moving that well after what we saw when he walked off after that injury is really encouraging.
Can only imagine how much he must get back.
That's so true, Michael. I'd love to watch Severino pitch. He pitched with such joy on the mound. Authentic emotion.
And Judge works a walk to start the third. Fly ball toward the line. Rengifo makes the play.
It's been a while since I've seen a left-hander move like that, almost Andy Pettit-like. That's pretty close to a balk as he walks off in a hurry.
Let's see if they turn two here. There's one, and there's two. A 6-4-3 double play off the bat of Stanton, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Let's go to the fourth.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, Because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Top of the fourth inning on the Tri-State Audi dealer scoreboard. Let's take a look at Kings Arsenal, David.
Well, he's thrown a lot of sinkers tonight. He kind of got scared off of his curveball because Ohtani hit a rocket. That's happened to me, Paul. You throw, when out my curveball is tonight, you throw a rocket and you go, I'm going to put it in my hip pocket. So
maybe I'll use it later.
Yeah, you're going to put that in the closet for a minute.
Pitch to Schebler is a strike.
Connie, I was going to ask you, you look at King and how successful he was early in the year out of the bullpen. And, not that he has been terrible, but, he has struggled a little bit at times as a starter. Do you see him penciled in the future as a starter or better as a bullpen guy?
The jury's still out. He's going to have to learn how to pitch the first inning. First inning has really hurt him in his 6 starts, as we mentioned before. He's given up 3 home runs and 10 earned runs. So that's got to be fixed.
Right.
Part of that is just getting an opportunity, more opportunities to start. But there is something about the first inning for young pitchers, and you see since the first inning and really all of his starts, he's pitched pretty well. Starting to get it going here now. 62 pitches, that's just the second one that an Angels hitter has swung and missed.
Here's Iglesias. And a strike. Scooped out in the right field. Judge is there. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So 2 down. Here's Rengifo. Strike. Rengifo with a fly ball to left in the second. We're in the 4th. It's 2-2. Angels scored 2 in the first. Yankees 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Over the last 13 games, the Yankees have averaged 2.2 runs per game. And they still won 5 of those 13 games. So obviously the offense has to get clicking again. And there is a base hit through the left side for Rengifo. He makes a big turn. The throw comes into second.
Rengifo, by taking that big turn, you put just enough pressure on the defense, or if he bobbles it or misplays it, because what happens is you look up and you see and are like, all right, I better get rid of this. But good smart play, nice easy throw by Andujar. A lot of times, I remember the best at this, Coney, is in the old days with the Chicago Cubs. Sean Dunston never saw anybody, even a base hit to right field. He would sprint like he was going to second, and as an outfielder, you would come up throwing. Just, and he was just trying to force a mistake.
He did everything full tilt. Sean Dunston, yeah. You're right. I mean, running the bases and at shortstop too. Every throw to first was a bullet.
Yep.
Paul, he better have hustled. They took him ahead of Gooden.
But he had a better arm, he said.
That's what the legend was, yep. Went to Thomas Jefferson High School in Brooklyn. On Lagares. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Rengifo makes a big turn. He'll go to third easily. Throw comes into second, and the Angels have runners on the corners with 2 outs. David Fletcher coming up.
It's got to drive you crazy as a pitcher, Coney. Get a couple quick outs, and then boom, boom, a couple singles, and the next thing you know, runners in scoring position and a big, big out to try to get out of this inning without giving up another run.
Good play coverage from Lagares, and Rengifo can run. See, he brings some excitement to that Angels team.
Look for a moment there that he almost lost his footing when he rounded second, but regained, and Nestor Cortez is up.
Secret weapon for the Yankees so far this year.
I'll tell you what, the last 2 times we've been on, he's pitched. He's been really good. And it's, again, not about overpowering anybody, different arm angles, everything, but he has had some quality outings lately.
Fletcher's 0 for 2 tonight. Pitch outside, 1-0. You want to take care of Fletcher because Ohtani lurks on deck.
Well, Fletcher's one of those guys that you know, you're going to have to battle him. He's not going to strike out. He's 3rd lowest in all of baseball. He strikes out a little bit over 10% of the time, so he has no problem putting the ball in play.
One. Sky to right. Judge makes the play, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-2.
En el Bronx, detrás del plato, es donde algunos grandes catchers dejaron su marca. Dickey, Yogi, Monson, Posada. La oportunidad de ser el próximo en esa lista es un sueño, pero no suficiente. Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. ¡Vamos! Soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Kevin Millar and Stephen Nelson promise to bring you all the fun from around the league.
Pinky promise. And you know, and these can't be broken.
Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Since 1960, which Yankee pitcher has the most home runs as a batter? So it's not you, right, Dave?
No. Mel Stoudemire's a pretty good hitter.
That's the one I was thinking of, but that seems almost too easy.
I was going to. Rick Rhoden could hit too, right?
Yes, he could. But there were DHs then when he was on the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he actually started one game for the Yankees as a DH with Billy as the manager. Outing scoreboard 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Here's Luke Voit. There's a strike from Suarez. Grounded to Iglesias. He backhands and over to first. One away.
And I was reading in the game notes today talking about Yankee pitching, and it was Al Downing's birthday today. So I wish him a happy birthday. I remember talking to him on Old Timers Day. He still watches the games. Hopefully he's watching tonight.
Well, he's a real gentleman. He is really a special guy. He's 80 years old, I believe, today. He never let giving up Aaron's 715th home run define him, ever. That's not what Al Downing's about. He's so much more. You know, he's a pitcher on great Yankee teams. He's a really, really good pitcher.
Yes, underrated.
High pop-up. Boy, was that up there. Rengifo puts it away, 2 down. Paul, I know it's 2 outs, but I have to ask you. He's 4 for 49. In his first 2 years in the big leagues, he had 62 homers. Since the beginning of last year, he had 6. What has happened to Gleyber Torres?
What? There is so much movement in his body now that it's just, you know, there's so many moving parts, and his swing's a little bit long, and you know, it becomes mental at some point. You just try to force it, and he's where Gary Sanchez last year, where you try to make up for it every single at bat by hitting a home run. And sometimes, Coney said that was the best lesson he ever learned. Less is more. You know that you know, you start driving the ball up the middle, start driving it the other way, your home runs will come, but you don't want to hear that as a player because you want results. You want to be part of what's going on in the team. You want to be part of what's going on in today's game, and that's driving the ball out of the ballpark.
Hit sharply to short, gobbled up by Iglesias, and Suarez retires the Yankees in order 1-2-3. We're going to the 5th inning at the stadium. It's a 2-2 game right here on Yes.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
Placata! The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
For 25 years,
nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams, setting them up to make great plays, on and off the field, celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
Well, thank you, Bob. Let's go around the majors. Hector Santiago became the first pitcher ejected under the new illegal substance rules. Cody Bellinger, 2 home runs, 4 ribbies, 500 on-base percentage in the 5 games off the IL. And Carlos Correa is raking for the Astros. That whole team is hitting. Here is Ohtani. And there's a strike. You know, we saw CC Sabathia at the ballpark, and there you see him over Ohtani's shoulder. And he came out and said that Ohtani is the greatest player that he has ever seen. Ever. And he's seen a lot of great players, and he just came out and said it. He is the greatest player that I have ever seen. The 0-2. 1-2.
Well, there's nobody like him.
You know, if you it's very hard to compare anybody to him. When you have to go back to somebody the likes of Babe Ruth, I mean, that's 100 years ago. It's very hard to compare him to anybody.
Swing and a miss. He goes down swinging.
We've talked about it with that slide uppercut, and boy, he puts everything into it. Very hard for him to get to that high fastball. Well, when he does.
Well, let's see. Coming into today, Ohtani with 25 home runs, fastest to that number in Angels history. You see the slugging, the OPS. Only Guerrero and Tatis have better. And Rendon hits one deep to right center field. On the run is Gardner. He can't make the play. Judge will play it off the wall. Rendon picks up a double.
Again, tailing to the middle of the plate. Just hammered to right center field. And watch the angle. Brett Gardner runs out of room, but look at the angle Aaron Judge takes to keep Rendon at second base. That ball gets away from him. He'll cruise into third. A good job by Aaron Judge in the angle.
Well, that double knocks King out of the game. It's 2-2 in the 5th.
For 25 years,
nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
and the big dreams, setting them up to make great plays on and off the field. Celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
En el Bronx, detrás del plato, es donde algunos grandes catchers dejaron su marca. Dickey, Yogi, Monson, Posada. La oportunidad de ser el próximo en esa lista es un sueño, pero no suficiente. Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. ¡Vamos! Soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Graphic like this, you have to play it to completion. You can't let an at-bat stop it. So you saw the 25 home runs. And you see how fast he's gotten there. Now, as a pitcher, 2.58. Almost 12 and a half strikeouts per 9 innings, both top 5 in the American League. And a 31.1% strikeout percent. 69 of 82 strikeouts swinging. And we're going to get a chance to see him on Wednesday night here at the stadium. And he is heaven sent for baseball because he's the type of guy you're making sure you're in front of your TV when he's up. He's an international star, not just a national star, and he can bring eyeballs to the game that otherwise might not be there. Lucas Litke takes over for the Yankees as the Angels have a runner on second and one man out.
You know, come to think about it, I was thinking about, you know, I don't know that this has ever happened. And Jacob deGrom, the year he's having, could easily win Cy Young and MVP. And Ohtani, if he finishes up the way he is, easily could win Cy Young and MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably never happened in the history of baseball.
I do not think it has ever happened. Hit sharply by Walsh, and it's past LeMahieu. Rendon is held up. He's held up, and he'll stay there at third. And the E4 on LeMahieu allows Walsh to reach.
But these are the little things that we were talking about in the Boston series. And you're not accustomed to seeing DJ LeMahieu do things like this, but all of a sudden an extra out. It's like that ball bounced back on him. It actually went off his kneecap. Wow.
It's 104 miles an hour off the bat, and you're right, off of his kneecap.
Now here's Stassi, and the pitch is high, 1-0. Was kind of surprised they held Rendon because it took a while for that ball to get out to Judge. But the great Brian Butterfield is the third base coach, and he held him up immediately. And Brian was holding him up.
You know, Coney, you always have guys that you look back and those are your favorite teammates. Well, you also have guys that were your favorite coaches. And Butter is by far the most fun I think I ever had on the field. Don Zimmer, guys like that just bring so much fun to the ballpark, even as a coach.
Yeah, I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that was on a team where Brian Butterfield was a coach and they didn't adore him. He's that sort of guy. And he came to the Yankees with Buck Showalter. And his dad was part of the Yankee organization for a long time. He's just a great guy and a great baseball man. Two-1. And Rendon had a skip to get out of the way. Stassi's a .292 hitter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's 0 for his last 13. Litke on him, relief of King.
Splits time with Kurt Suzuki, the other catcher, but you know he does have 20. This is his 26th game, so it's not like he is the backup. They kind of split time.
That one is off of LeMahieu. They get one on the first, not in time. Allows Rendon to score. That ball was hit so hard it almost ate up LeMahieu, and that cost him the double play.
What a tough inning for DJ LeMahieu. The other ball looked like it kind of backed up. This ball came up on him off his chest. Now you've got a kneecap and a chest. Both of them bruised up. He stayed with it and got the sure out. Boy, that's a tough hop.
And the pitch to Schebler is a strike.
You know, it's funny, Coney, as a player, you know, when you're out there playing and it happens so quick and you get a bad hop and this, but I mean, when you're pitching, you expect those plays to be made all the time, right? Because you know you did what you wanted. You got a ground ball, and it's got to be frustrating. But, you know, when you're on the other side of it, there's not much you can do when you get a hop like that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's not a whole lot of patience when you're on the mound and you're paid. You're in a little bit of a jam and you want to make a pitch. See, that was kind of a humpback line drive that had a lot of topspin on it.
Breaking ball, strike 3. Schebler down looking. But the Angels take the lead. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We're halfway through. 3-2 Angels.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. Vamos, soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Rated E for everyone.
The official airline of the New York Yankees, Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. And by FWM, the official plumbing, heating, cooling, and PBF supplier to the New York Yankees. On a hot Monday night, we're halfway through. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Angels lead the Yankees 3-2. First game of a 4-game set. Big week in the Bronx, 4 against the Angels and 3 in the Subway Series against the Mets. So here's Miguel Andujar, infield single, his first time up. Fouled straight back. Suarez on in relief of Dylan Bundy, who in the second inning became ill, and they had to take him out of the game. So Suarez was already warming up as Bundy was struggling just a bit. And then he had as much time as he needed. So far has pitched well. VO on. Strike 0-2. So it'll be Andujar, Gardner, and back to the top of the order, LeMahieu. 8-9-1 in the Yankees order against Suarez. No one warming in the Angels bullpen. Bottom of the 5th inning, they lead by 1, 3-2. One, two. Swing and a miss. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Yankees. So 3 more against the Angels, then Friday against the Mets on Pix 11, then Saturday back on Yes, and then Sunday it goes national on ESPN, a Sunday night game. Monday's an off day, and then on to Seattle. 3 games against the Mariners, and then 2 games against the red-hot Astros in Houston. Shows bunt, takes a strike.
You know, we talked about the Yankees and their offensive struggles this year, whether they can turn it around. Still time. We try to break it down. What gives, Paulie? I mean, to me, when you look at, it's not just about home runs. They've hit 100 home runs on the year. It's about 9th in the major leagues after almost breaking records the last couple of years. But they're last in doubles and last in triples. So extra base hits overall are really, really down. And for a team that doesn't have a lot of speed and doesn't run the bases all that well, in fact, makes a lot of outs on bases, that tells a story. You're dead last in doubles and triples.
Yeah, there's a few offensive categories, Coney. Everybody's going to hit their home runs. That's the way the day and age is. But extra base hits, on-base percentage, and then average runners in scoring position is the one that just stands out to me. That is the make or break for the New York Yankees. I mean, they're 234 right now, which is 3rd worst in all of baseball. You're not going to score a lot of runs when you don't deliver hits with men in scoring position.
Strike 3, Gardner down looking. He is not thrilled with that call from Scott Barry.
He was kind of griping on that first pitch where he faked a bunt, and I think that he had a lot to say. This is, can go either way, but a really good pitch. You you see what Suarez does. I mean, slider, fastball, and a changeup. Typical lefty.
So here's DJ LeMahieu. He's 1 for 2. Now, Paul, you dug out 2 pitchers that won Cy Young and MVP. Same year, right?
Yeah, that it was amazing to me. James Smythe actually dug those out. But give me the names again there, Michael.
Denny McLain and Bob Gibson in 1968. The year of the pitcher. Ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Iglesias, and he gets LeMahieu for the final out. So Suarez has retired 8 straight Yankees. We'll go into the 6th inning, and the Angels lead this one 3-2. Ranging to the glove side, does the 360 and the flip.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
En el Bronx, detrás del plato, es donde algunos grandes catchers dejaron su marca. Dickey, Yogi, Monson, Posada. La oportunidad de ser el próximo en esa lista es un sueño, pero no suficiente. Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. ¡Vamos! Soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Presbyterian Ox-Spine Hospital, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Iglesias has always been an excellent shortstop, and he made that look easy. And that was anything but easy. So that is the play of the game.
And he leads off here in the 6th inning against Lucas Lidke, who came on to get out of the 5th inning in relief of Michael King. One and one. That one is ripped to left field. It's a base hit for Iglesias, his first hit of the night.
Not a bad pitch. Ball down and in, a little bit off the plate. Iglesias just drops the head of the bat on it. Got enough of it.
Now, you were also bringing up, David, points with the offense, and you know, a lot of people point to the amount of double plays the Yankees have hit into. And that really, as strange as it sounds, is not a gigantic issue because they have been battling all year with the Houston Astros for double plays, and the Yankees are built to hit into double plays. They're right-handed. They don't have many fast runners. They do get traffic on the bases, and they're going to hit into double plays because they hit the ball hard. Astros do as well. And another thing that's looked at is strikeouts. Well, nobody strikes out more than Tampa Bay Rays. It all comes down to runners in scoring position. They have not gotten hits with runners in scoring position, and that's why they haven't won as many games as they're expected to win.
Yeah, that's part of it. The base runners and converting base runners. But the slugging. This is a team that's built around slugging. They got to put the bomber back into the bombers. This was a team that, you know, broke records. The all-time home run records over the last 4 years. It's a team that's expected to keep pushing that ceiling. And they're kind of, you know, middle of the pack home runs, 100 home runs. I mean, it's not terrible, but certainly not what you expect. And of course, the extra base hits as well. It's a team that's built to slug.
And what's also jumps out at you with the home runs is that 60% of their home runs are solo. Only the Orioles have a worse percentage than that. 60% are solo shots. So the Yankees are built to win by hitting home runs, and even the home runs they're hitting are not damage home runs because there's nobody on base.
Now the flip side of that, as we've said, they finally have their lineup in order. Luke Voigt's back. Stanton and Judge are starting to play every day in the same lineup. So at least you see, you know, that, okay, we've got everybody in line. Let's see if they can get something going.
And their number, by the way, has now climbed to 66% of their homers are solo. And the Orioles, 67% of their homers are solo. And that's the worst in baseball. So the Yankees are 29th. 2-1. That one is looped into right field. Coming on is Judge. He's going to get a double play. Don't exactly know where Iglesias was going, but that's a double play, 9-3.
Well, a big break for Litke and the Yankees right here after a leadoff single. And it was not a hit and run. He just kind of wandered off too far. Can't really explain that one.
There's a little bit of
there could have been 2 outs.
It's a little bit of the sound off of the bat at Yankee Stadium. Not unfamiliar with how short it is in right field. And Aaron Judge, a little bit of a deke there in right field.
Is it startling to you, Paul? You watch enough games and you just see mistakes on the bases that you cannot believe are happening.
Well, things like that, I mean, that was pretty obvious. I mean, yeah, there are some times where you can, you know, you get caught leaning or this. That was just, yeah, a blunder. How else do you explain it?
And then it's funny, a lot of the fans say, well, you know, the managers and the coaches are not doing their job. Well, maybe development people are not doing their job because by the time you get up here, you kind of should know how to run the bases and what bases to throw to.
Yeah, it's on the players. Players are responsible for having your head in the game. That's what Gene Stick Michael used to talk about, high concentration players. He wanted players that anticipated the flow of the game. That's how you avoid those sorts of mistakes. You think one play ahead.
So 1-2 on Lagares here in the 6th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Missed outside, 2-2. We just get word, and kind of could have diagnosed this ourselves, but Dylan Bundy left the game today with heat exhaustion.
Coney, I'm sure it's different as a pitcher, but boy, I tell you what, as a hitter, there's nothing better than the hot weather. The ball carries, the bat feels better, your body's loose. I'm sure pitching, it can come into play as the game goes on.
Kind of a scary situation when you get heat exhaustion. Rarely do you see somebody in the heat like that, just heave the fluids out of your body. Generally, you want to keep the fluids in your body, so that is a little bit scary. Hope he's okay.
Got Sanchez right on the mask.
Coney, with that shot of the seams, you've said it numerous times that Litke throws nothing that doesn't move a little, and you can just see there's not a true four seam on it. There's a little side spin one way or the other to always have constant movement on his pitches.
High fly ball, deep right field, going back Judge, and that ball's gone. A home run off the bat of Lagares, and it's 4-2 Angels.
Lagares really stayed with that one and really drove it. Again, hot weather, the ball's going to carry. Only his second home run of the year, but a no-doubter the other way.
Like more of a slider. You can see around it, that's got a little tighter spin to it, but it stays up and out of the plate. Lagares just hammers it to right field. .78 miles an hour coming in, 102.4 going out.
Jack Green heating up. This guy down the left field line coming on is Andujar. Well, they're playing on a hop, and Fletcher hustles it into a double. That extends his hitting streak to 13 straight. Couldn't have placed that any better.
Well, Fletcher is one of those guys we talked about that puts the balls in play, doesn't strike out much, and when you do that, every once in a while you get this. And look back at last year, he was third in the league in hitting behind DJ LeMahieu and Anderson for the White Sox, so he can swing the bat.
And that is going to do it for Litke. He'll give the ball to Boone. Boone calls on Green to face Ohtani. That's coming up in just a moment. Stay right here.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
And they've been following Ohtani all day, and he's a show on his own. First inning home run into the bleachers, to the delight of his countrymen and of his teammates as well. He's having that sort of year. And now he will face Chad Green. So against lefties this year, hitting .271 with 8 home runs and 85 at-bats. And against righties, .281, 18 home runs, but 171 at-bats. And the OPS kind of equals, so I don't know if you neutralize him.
Try to go with high velocity and up in the zone, as we saw the one strikeout that Michael King got was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone.
Now that's a shirt. Well, here he is against Green. Runner at second. 2 men out. Ohtani with 60 ribbies and 26 home runs. Well, I'll tell you what, when he struck out in the 5th and then he takes a swing like that, it's very Ruthian. That's how Babe swung and missed.
Watch those hips. They just unwind. And I'm telling you what, he about falls over.
Seems like he's got the launch angle thing down.
Wow, what a swing.
Snap throw to second. And they say got in.
Can see the set play, and it's a good play to try it with Ohtani up. With 2 outs, you take a shot right here, and a worthwhile shot.
And the umpire was saying that Glaber forced the hand off the bag. One and two with a curveball.
Well located, too, right to the outside corner.
Strike 3. 96 miles an hour on the outside corner. Ohtani down looking. But the Lagares home run gives the Angels a 4-2 lead.
Nerds. Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the mortgage lender to make them happen. Like getting a low rate on a downtown loft? We can help find the right lender. Or move out of the city since you're virtual now? We can find you loans for that. Want to refinance your home, free up cash, and redo your kitchen/home office? Yup, we've got tips for that too. Whether you refi or buy, easily discover and compare the smartest mortgage lenders. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. You see me moving, but they're never gonna catch me.
at this last sequence, pitch by pitch. Ohtani just does it. Wow, that swing unglued. Then Chad Green up and away, tried to pick off at second, and then drops a backdoor hammer right there on the corner and then stays away. 96 at the knees. Probably a good idea to stay away from Ohtani after he showed what he could do on pitches on the inner half of the plate.
Aaron Judge leads off against Jose Suarez. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. It is up there. And the catch is made by Fletcher for the first out. Now let's take a look at the answer to the trivia question. We'll refresh you on the question. Since 1960, which Yankee pitcher has the most home runs as a batter? Stoudemire was a great hitter.
I was thinking, I heard Red Ruffing was a really good hitter, but I don't know if that matches up with the years.
Nope, Stoudemire.
It's Mel.
They finally gave us a fairly easy one.
First guess was right. And a second guess, my first guess.
Here's Gary Sanchez. Sanchez drove in a run with a ground ball in the first and then a fly ball right in the third. Yankees 0 for 4 tonight with runners in scoring position. So in the first inning, LeMahieu singled, then Judge doubled. Second and third, nobody out. Gary Sanchez grounds to Rendon. That scores a run. Then Stanton a fly ball right, Voit a fly ball to left, so that's 0 for 3. Then after the home run by Urshela ties the score in the second, and Duhar with an infield single, he moves to second on the ground ball by Gardner, and then LeMahieu grounds out to second with a runner on second and 2 out, so 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Two and one. You know, David, you mentioned Red Ruffing. Red Ruffing leads all Yankee pitchers with 30 home runs, but he did it well before 1960, and one of the great Yankee pitchers, really.
Yes, legendary. And for a franchise that's obviously more known for its hitters, from Babe Ruth to Mickey Mantle to Joe DiMaggio. Lou Gehrig. I mean, when you think of Yankees, you think of the hitters.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez down on strikes, 2 away.
Well, hard in, then followed up with a changeup meant to be away, but the speed got him out front.
Now you might wonder how long could they go with Suarez. Well, he's been a starter in the minors, but he has not built up that many innings this year. Remember, he came in the second inning. And here he is still dealing in the 6th. On Sunday, he pitched 2 2/3 innings. That was last Sunday, not yesterday. So he's given them some distance, and again, a starter in the minors. And a starter with the Angels in 2019, 15 starts. And then in a shortened season last year, 2 games, 2 starts. So this is not foreign territory for him. But he is working out of the bullpen. The 4 innings tonight matches his season high. So he's pitched well in long relief, and Angel manager Joe Madden has talked about him possibly moving into the rotation at some point this season. If he pitches like this, they might have to think long and hard about that. Outside 3-2.
Certainly not the answer the Yankees were looking for after getting swept in Boston. Still have some outs left here, but just 4 hits and 2 runs on the board.
Skied the other way.
It looked like it was going to be a really offensive slugfest in the first couple of innings, too. And Dylan Bundy obviously out early with the heat exhaustion. So you do have to give Suarez credit here for restoring order on the Angels side.
Drilled to left field. There it goes. See ya. Deep into the Angels bullpen. A bullet home run by Stanton. 4-3 Angels.
Well, I tell you what, not to be shown up by Ohtani, that ball is hit as hard as I've seen one hit all year. But the Yankees keep clawing back, but with another solo homer, it's like they can never tie it up. But they're on their way. Big shot by Stanton.
High fastball creates some backspin.
Connie, if you notice, it's Stanton, and if you'll watch him, he doesn't have that uppercut. And he is able, if it's not high velocity, to just stay on top of that high fastball. And like you said, create that backspin. But he's one of the few Yankee hitters that doesn't have that true uppercut. He just hits the ball so hard that his line drives leave the ballpark.
Shattered bat. Rendon fields. And he will get void for the final out. But Stanton energizes the crowd. A 426-foot home run, 108.4 miles per hour. An absolute bullet into the bullpen to pull the Yankees to within 1.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. They see me moving, but they're never gonna catch me.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
It's Gwen Goldman, and we talked about it. Hope Week, 60 years to the day. She was the honorary Bat Girl, and what memories that bring. And I'm telling you what, that little guy right there is 31 years old now, but he'll never forget that day. Being a bat boy for the Yankees, special day.
We go to the 7th inning. Rendon takes high, 1-0. That little bat boy became a doctor.
Yes, he did. I'll never forget that day. Like I said, it was Cal Ripken's last game in Yankee Stadium, and I kept looking, and I wasn't playing at the time because we had already clinched. I kept looking, where's our bat boy? Well, my bat boy was our son. He got addicted to the candy. Coney, you were back there probably feeding him candy in the locker room or something. He got off track.
High fly ball right center. Gardner makes the play. 1 down. Well, I'll tell you what, that Stanton home run really enlivened the crowd because it was very, very quiet in here, and that one jolt really jolted them awake.
Well, if the Yankees are going to get anything that's sustainable offensively, it's going to be like that. They're going to have to slug.
Walsh fouls it back. And that got the home plate umpire, Scott Barry. Says he's okay. You can see he saw it coming, closed his eyes. We're in the 7th inning at the stadium. Angels lead the Yankees 4-3. David, help me out if I'm right on this. This looks like the largest crowd of the year.
Yes, definitely, and you know it feels like it's filled up as the game has moved along. Maybe a lot of walk-ups. Ohtani in town.
We haven't got the official number yet, but that would be my guess. Kids are out of school. The weather is going to be hot. And 7 very interesting, intriguing games this week. 4 against the Angels and 3 against the Mets. One and 2. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
Boy, it's amazing when Chad Green gets ahead and he can set up this high fastball. Major league hitters, no chance. This ball just explodes up in the strike zone.
There's Max Stassi. Foul back.
If you look at the rest of the way as the Yankees, you know, we're creeping up on the halfway point, and you start looking at numbers and what they're going to have to do in terms of one-loss record. My first experience, Paul, is when I got traded in '95. I think we were under 500 at that point, when around the trade deadline. And actually at the 120 game mark, I think we were right around 500. We went 19-4 down the stretch to grab that first wild card. So there's always a reminder every year, you know, how many games are left? What do we have to do? Is there time?
Cracked foul.
The only thing that is a little worrisome to me is this division this year, Coney, because I think Toronto's not going anywhere. Tampa Bay is always tough. And the Red Sox have all of a sudden become contenders again because of their offense. So, you know, are the Yankees going to be able to compete? Sure, they're going to compete, but who's to say that the Red Sox or the Blue Jays might go out and get somebody and become a better team also? So a lot of decisions. And I think this is a huge week, and Aaron Boone touched on it to figure out where you are and where you need to be going down the stretch.
Stassi swings and misses. 1-2-3 inning for Chad Green at the end of 6.5 innings of play. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, and the Angels lead the Yankees 4-3, but we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Will you rise and remove your caps? Tonight, the New York Yankees are honoring as their veteran of the game, United States Army Specialist 4th Class, David Boyce, from Jersey City, New Jersey, who served in the Vietnam War and was awarded 2 Purple Hearts and 3 Bronze Stars. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, Yankee Stadium organist Paul Cartier's rendition of God Bless America.
Well, tonight's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Ford and the fully electric F-150 Lightning. Let's take a look at it.
Mr. Schmaltz, at MLB Network, you've done color commentary, game analysis, and demos. How do you juggle so many roles?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally, and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Well, thanks, guys. The seventh inning stretch was brought to you by Ford Motor Company, built Ford proud. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Gleyber Torres against Jose Suarez. And there's a strike. Angels lead 4-3. 4-9-0, leading 3-5-1. Couple of home runs for the Yankees, Urshela and Stanton. The other run on a ground ball off the bat of Gary Sanchez, scoring a runner from third. One and one. Suarez is 23 years old, third big league season. He's been called up 3 separate times from AAA Salt Lake this season. The lefty sets. He's working out of the stretch. 3 infielders on the left side. 2-1. Missed outside. 3-1 on Gleyber Torres, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
Almost evenly distributed between Suarez's fastball and changeup. About 50-50, and he mixes in a pretty good curveball, too, to go with it.
Three and two. That's how he's pitched to Torres so far. Three-two. Strike 3. Torres down looking. The nightmare continues for Gleyber.
Well, he's looking dead in here. This ball's probably away, but when you're looking in, see his front hip? You can't even tell where the outside corner is, so you can't even sit and argue, but everything flying open early, and it's just a frustrating thing. You're trying not to get away with, over swinging, but when your body opens, it's just a tendency to look in and try to pull everything.
Here's Gio Urshela, 1 for 2, the home run we talked about, his 10th of the year, and that one is blooped into shallow center. It's going to dunk in front of Lagares for a base hit.
Again, everything's through the ball. He got beat. That probably broke his bat in on the handle. But by not trying to pull it and forcing it the other way, you're able to loop it into center field. Hopefully start something for the Yankees here with one out.
Here is Andujar, and there's a strike.
You know, Coney, Suarez to me is a guy that, you know, you see 2 or 3 times. You should have a good handle on how to hit something hard because, you know, aren't too many counts where you haven't seen all 3 of his pitches, and now this is the second time, you know, these guys are facing him. Should see much better swings, much better takes.
Steve Cishek getting ready in a hurry.
Seems like Joe Madden's thinking along the lines with you, Paul, and he's going to get some help going. And on the Yankee side, Jonathan Loaizaga as well.
Grounded softly to third. And Rendon gets the force at second. Not an easy play, but he wanted to keep the tying run out of scoring position. 2 away.
Which was very surprising to me. I don't know if Urshela got a bad jump or what for him to backpedal, go ahead and not take the easy out at first base, but a big out, Michael, as you said, to keep that tying run getting to second base.
Yeah, Rendon is good at third base. No panic at all.
So Clint Frazier is going to come in and pinch hit for Brett Gardner, and that'll bring Jeremy Reed, the pitching coach, out to talk with Suarez. Now, it's all righties coming up after this, so if Cishek was ready, they could have countered with Cishek. But they're electing to stay with Suarez against Clint Frazier. Well, he's pitching in innings he has not pitched so far this year. You can see he's tired on a hot night here in New York. They're asking him to get at least one more. The pinch hitter, Clint Frazier. Time runs at first base. That is Andujar. Swing and a miss. One with the changeup. One and one. So changeup against Frazier. He's hoping that Frazier's anxiousness off the bench will play against him. So he hasn't given him a fastball yet. Three straight changeups. 1 and 2.
He's had a lot of confidence in this pitch, and he's thrown it a lot. And you could see it's effective because it's got four-seam spin like his four-seam fastball. So great camera shot once again there. How you grip your changeup matters. If it's the same as your fastball, it can be much more effective, whether that's a two-seamer or a four-seamer.
Will it be 4 in a row? Swing and a miss it was. And when you throw 4 in a row, they all have to be good. In fact, they have to be better than the previous. And Frazier pinch hits and strikes out. Big night in the Bronx for both the Yankees and the Angels. The Stars are out for sure. Big game, tight as we go to the 8th inning. 4-3 Angels.
Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. Vamos, soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Running shoes for the Yankees' second annual Virtually United 5K and 10K, supporting the New York Yankees foundations and the communities they serve. Participants will receive a race kit complete with a custom Virtually United t-shirt, race bib, and finisher medal. Registration is open but filling fast, as Shebler lost that one into left field. It'll be a base hit. And for the race, visit Yankees.com/virtuallyunited for more information. So a leadoff single for Shebler. Judge takes over in center as Gardner was pinch hit for, and Frazier takes over in right for Judge. Angels looking for some insurance runs as Iglesias digs in. Shebler's at first. He had struck out 3 previous times, so he finally has a hit on his ledger. There's a strike. Looking down at Butterfield to see if there's anything on. Urshela's about even with the bag at third. Voit holds on Shebler at first. 4-3 Angels over the Yanks. Angels have 10 hits, the Yankees have 6. Another long look at Butterfield. No bunt, 1-1. Driven to right field. Frazier on the run. It's going to be over his head and up against the base of the wall. Shebler is heading to third. Butterfield's waving him home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. It's over the head of Sanchez. Shebler scores, and Iglesias will move to third. 5-3 Angels.
It just seems like every time they inch back, this happens. This ball's hit hard. Clint Frazier can't get to it. DJ LeMahieu having one of the nights you don't want as a fielder. I think he actually had a play here that airmailed Gary Sanchez.
Good throw has him. So not only does the run score, now you have another runner at third base and nobody out.
Infield comes in for Rengifo. Pitch is high.
He gets an early read, but again, I think Butter took a big chance here at third base, hoping he didn't make a perfect throw, and DJ LeMahieu did not.
There's a safety squeeze, but he did not lay down the bunt. 2-0. The runner did not break until the bunt would have been put down. So that's the safety, not the suicide.
Joe Madden loved to put on that play, and of course Don Zimmer was a big influence on Joe Madden.
Hit sharply right at LeMahieu. Fields cleanly, checks the runner, one away.
Boy, hit right on the nose, but infield end, DJ LeMahieu just smothers it, and you get a big out. Now, there's a few things you can go over here. Do you pitch around Lugares? Trying to set up a double play? I don't know. Fletcher on deck, contact hitter. And then obviously behind him, you've got Ohtani. So infield's still in, but I would think, Coney, that you can't give in if you get behind.
And another bunt attempt. This one's bunted foul. I will tell you what, that runner at third is so important to hold there. The Yankees have had trouble scoring runs. Their offense is struggling. You're down by 2 already. You don't need to be down by 3. And Madden sees the value in that one as well, because twice already he's thought about a safety squeeze. And Urshela is essentially holding Iglesias on at third like a first baseman. 0-2. Lugares 2 for 3 tonight. A home run his last time up. Runner at third, 1 out, infield in. We're in the 8th at 5-3 LA. Slice foul.
Well, I was going to ask you, Coney. I mean, you fought you got to 0-2. Now you're trying to put him away. Your good pitch is the high fastball, but you got to make sure that it's extremely high. That's the only swing and miss. The other one you can elevate and get an easy sac fly.
Sanchez has got to be ready to block if you choose to try to bounce a curveball. Looks like up and in.
The 0-2. That one's popped up. Runner will stay put as Torres puts it away. 2 big outs.
A great pitch right there. I mean, he just got it up just a little bit more than the pitch before under his hands. Good way to jam a hitter and keep the ball in the infield, but it's got to be perfectly thrown.
Good job by Gary Sanchez setting up and making sure, staying in the crouched position that time. Giving a good target for Chad Green there and making sure that he got that ball in.
Here's Fletcher. Infield backs up. Foul back to the screen.
Cody, it's got to be so hard to really, you get the 2 huge outs, you know, to keep the guy on third base, and the next thing you know, you just kind of relax. You got to bury Fletcher here and get out of this inning.
Soft ground ball off the glove of Green. He recovers, fires. Got him. Oh, a big out as Green just got Fletcher to end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels up by 2.
En el Bronx, detrás del plato, es donde algunos grandes catchers dejaron su marca. Dickey, Yogi, Monson, Posada. La oportunidad de ser el próximo en esa lista es un sueño, pero no suficiente. Lo más importante es buscar el número 28, ganarlo todo. ¡Vamos! Soy Gary Sánchez de los Yankees de Nueva York y mi sueño vive aquí, en MLB Network.
Rated E for everyone.
Bottom of the 8th, we take a look at the Cadillac player of the game.
Well, this young lefty came in the game. Dylan Bundy was out after 2 innings from heat exhaustion, and he really saved the day for the Angels. Combination of 3 pitches and an excellent changeup when he needed it, and a big at-bat. Here comes Clint Frazier right there to end his night and stave off a potential rally.
They bring in the sidewinder Steve Cishek. This will be his 37th game. Veteran with a strikeout per inning, but a lot of walks, 22 walks. Now you watch the last play of the top of the 8th, and Green didn't field it cleanly. And the Yankees pitchers have had some trouble fielding their position. And if you got to the ballpark early today under the searing sun, the Yankees had all of their pitchers out doing PFP. Pitchers fielding practice, and you don't usually see that because that one's lofted into center and Lagares is there. Late June, David, but Yankees and the coaches felt there was something that needed to be addressed. Here's Aaron Judge.
It's not a bad idea to continue to do that at times throughout the season. Just as a reminder, a refresher. Once again, it helps you anticipate the flow of the game, to know what you're going to do when you get the ball.
Judge jumps on the first pitch, and Lagares is there in right center. 2 down. The closer for the Angels is Raisel Iglesias. He has 13 saves. And he's up.
And Cishek's been a good pitcher for a long time. 35 years old, a career 2.83 ERA. This is the 631st game he's appeared in the major leagues.
And the 37th this year, David. That's tied for second in the AL this year behind Yusmeiro Petit's 38. And Cishek pitched for Madden in 18 and 19 with the Cubs. Oh, 2 on Gary Sanchez.
He's been around so long that he played for the Marlins when they were the Florida Marlins, before they became the Miami Marlins. Always been tough on right-handers, Paulie. Kind of that sidewinder style, frisbee slider, moving fastball. You know, the thing he gives a bullpen, and I've been a firm believer of this on both sides, Paul, is the diversity of style is really important and underrated in the game, both from a pitching standpoint and from an offensive standpoint. And we talked about that with the Yankees, maybe a little redundancy in their style and a lot of the right-handed hitting batters. I know from a pitching standpoint, I like to face, it was tougher on me to face diverse styles, home run hitters, contact hitters.
Swing and a miss. An impressive inning for Cishek as he retires the Yankees in order 1-2-3. We're going to the 9th in the Bronx, and the Angels lead the Yankees 5-3.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, presented by MLB Network, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up today for your chance to play your way to the 2021 Pitch, Hit, and Run National Finals. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Hey Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
An all-new episode of Joy to the World as host Ian Joy talks with WWE superstar Drew McIntyre. Ian then discusses the return of the New York Marathon with the CEO of the New York Roadrunners. Plus, he gets a behind-the-scenes tour of the historic Apollo Theater. That's Wednesday night at 11 after Yankees coverage right here on Yes and the Yes app. Nestor Cortez comes on. He'll face Shohei Ohtani, and the pitch is outside 1-0. Well, you can't give them much more than Cortez has given them. 21 strikeouts in 15 innings. Now, they're going to have some tough decisions because tomorrow there could be 2 relievers coming off the IL. Who goes down? who loses their position in the bullpen. Justin Wilson and Darren O'Day expected to come off tomorrow. Ohtani's 1 for 4. The one was a loud, long home run in the first inning into the bleachers and right. Then a fly ball to center and 2 strikeouts, 1 looking. Three and 2. He does a lot of moving around there in the box. Rendon on deck.
It's hard to take your eyes off of Ohtani.
Ground ball to second. Now, one element of his game that we haven't even seen tonight, David, he steals bases.
Yeah, he can fly. Has elite speed.
You know, they used to call Kristaps Porzingis the unicorn. He's the unicorn.
Yes. Nobody like him. One thing Nestor Cortez gives Aaron Boone and the Yankees is diversity too. He can piggyback with a guy like Michael King early in a start, give you multiple innings. He was warming up earlier, potentially coming in for King, and now finds himself later in the game. He can also pitch these type of leverage innings. It's a pretty valuable commodity to have in today's game. And Cortez has proved his worth this year so far.
Spectrum Mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Just $45.
1-2 count on Rendon. Rendon with 2 walks, a double. Fly ball to center. He scored twice tonight.
So I'm sure the Yankees have considered as well, because of Michael King's struggles in the first inning, maybe reversing the order and having Nestor Cortez open up the game and then following him with Michael King. Certainly food for thought.
Grounded to third. My question to you is this, though, David. Do you see any kind of transaction where he's not one of the 2 guys? I know he's been so valuable, but they have to make room for 2 guys in that bullpen. So you figured Krisky.
Abreu, maybe?
Abreu, yep.
It's possible.
There you go.
Although Abreu looked pretty good in Boston to me. He's got a nice arm. I know he's had some injury problems. It would be nice that if that arm were a potential starter. It seems like all the good Yankee arms are in relief.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
They do have some kids coming, though. Luis Heel, promising young prospect, just got bumped up to AAA. They're not quite ready.
Two on Walsh.
You kind of know what you're going to get from Nestor Cortez. She's fearless on the mound. Throws strikes. Not overpowering, but certainly has some tricks in his bag and knows how to pitch.
The 0-2. 1-2.
I really think, Michael, we're going to see a switch. You know, a lot of the talk of the crackdown on foreign substances and sticky stuff, and pitching is going to become artistic again. More 2-seamers, more mixing it up, less high fastballs with the advantage of pine tar.
Swing and a miss. Strong inning for Cortez. Retires the Angels in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? It'll start off with Stanton, who has a long home run already tonight. Yankees down by 2. Stanton starts it off when we get back.
Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on. Put that 5 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5
Rated E for everyone.
500 degrees.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was...
And what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Postgame is coming up right after the final out as our Yes Studio team brings you highlights, analysis, and clubhouse reactions from tonight's series opener. Plus, the manager's report with Aaron Boone. That's all coming up next. It's right here on Yes. Raisel Iglesias, his 30th game. He's 13 of 16 in save opportunities, 50 strikeouts in 32 and 2/3 innings, and just 7 walks. So he's going to face Stanton, Voit, and Torres. 31 years old, 7th big league season. He was a successful closer in Cincinnati. He averaged 31 saves from 2017 through 2019. And he was traded from the Reds to the Angels December of 2020 for Noé Ramirez and Leo Rivas.
You did notice in his stats he has given up 7 home runs this year, so he'd run on base, you never know.
And a strike. Slider. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Another slider. More than half of the swings against this slider this season have come up empty. Tried it again, pushed the envelope, 1-2. Swing and a miss. 1 away.
No reason to change anything.
I tell you what.
Keep throwing
it's
it.
effective. I mean, it's quick arm angle, and then see you later. Ball just disappears.
The attendance, 25,054. It's actually the second highest this year, behind the 27,807 from the last A's game last Sunday. And I think that number is going to be surpassed on this homestand. That one whispers across the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 to Voit. Voit 0 for 3 tonight. Goes with the 97-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands, fouled away. It's got a piece of that slider to foul it off.
That was a David Cone special right there. Change his arm angle a little bit, drop down, make that slider a little bit nastier.
Yeah, he is tough on right-handed batters. And as Yankee fans know, there's a lot of them to go after in this lineup.
Swing and a miss, couldn't hold up. And he goes down on strikes, 2 away.
Pretty smart pitch if you think about it, Coney, because he dropped down twice. Once with the slider. Well, he dropped down again and threw the fastball. And as a hitter, you haven't seen that pitch yet.
You can see that righty in action up in the zone from a lower arm angle. So that makes it doubly difficult.
There's Gleyber Torres. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Foul back. 99 miles an hour to go along with that slider. And the Yankees are down to their final strike. One and two. In 9 innings of play, the leadoff man has only reached twice for the Yankees. That was the first and the third inning. 5 of the last 6 innings have been bases empty, 2 outs. So they haven't mounted much against this Angel team. And the 1-2. Do it again. And the 1-2 pitch. Angels have out-hit the Yankees 11-6. Angels lead the Yankees 5-3, bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Iglesias strikes out the side. And on a day that Aaron Boone said our season is on the line, the Yankees come up empty in the first game of this homestand and the first game of this 4-game set. They've now lost 4 in a row following the 3 straight in Boston. And they have to come back tomorrow and try to put something together.
Yeah, a couple of solo shots tonight. That's about it. Had a chance early, got Dylan Bundy out of the game because of his heat exhaustion. Couldn't take advantage of the left-handed reliever, Suarez, who really saved the day for the Angels.
Now you can see the looks on their faces. This is not a happy Yankee team, not much to be joyous about. They'll have to collect, come back tomorrow. We'll come back in just a moment, then the postgame.